Another new episode with a new writer. Let's see how they hold up with Horseplay. Twilight is preparing to put on a stage play with her friends and students, celebrating the anniversary of when Celestia first raised the sun. Upon hearing that she always dreamed of being an actress, Twilight suddenly decides to cast Celestia in the play as herself. But her lack of experience and other backstage problems threaten to ruin the entire production. This episode is the first to be written by Kaita Pambara, and it's another debut episode that gets a new writer's time for MLP off to a great start. It was terrific to see Celestia finally get more of a starring role last season with Celestial Advice and A Royal Problem, and that continues wonderfully here with this episode. The story provides an interesting and very refreshing change of pace for her, as it's the first time we're seeing her outside of a regal role, and not being occupied by any royal matters gives Celestia a big opportunity to shine in a different light. There's much more character to her in this episode than we've seen before, and it's clear that both Pambara and Nicole Oliver are having a lot of fun expressing that. Seeing Celestia excitedly prance around her castle after Twilight tells her about their play is simply adorable, and there are some real standout moments to be found when she takes the stage to act. Her non-existent amount of experience in the performing arts immediately shows, and her terrible acting forms the majority of the episode's comedy, with her royal Cancelot voice and non-emotive delivery of her lines being the most humorous.
Oh, yes, my royal Canterlot voice. Thank you for the reminder, Twilight.
It is time for a new day in Equestria!
Oh, goodness. This theater does have strong acoustics. My apologies. I'm still learning to hone my craft.
No, you're doing fine. Why don't we try it one more time? Just like you're talking to me.
It is time for a new day in Equestria.
A bit more energy.
It's time for a new day in Equestria!
There's a definite charm to these scenes as well, as Celestia's undeniable passion for acting is always there, even though she has absolutely no skill in the craft. Despite this, and Applejack's insistence that they should not keep the truth about her lack of performing ability from her, Twilight wants to ensure that her former mentor gets to fulfill a lifelong dream, especially as a way to repay her for years of help and guidance. She even enrolls her in some acting lessons with professional dramatists, and being seemingly devoid of any effectiveness makes them very amusing to watch as well. There's some more great humour to be found with the other ponies as they prepare for the play. From Pinky's increasingly hazardous attempts to create special effects for the rising sun, to a positively hilarious exchange between Twilight and Starlight, as the latter starts to worry about having to spend time preparing and rehearsing for the play with Celestia.
Imagine doing sweaty warm-ups with a princess, blowing your nose in front of a princess, sitting around just talking with a princess. I'm a princess. You talk to me. That's different. You're not a princess. Thanks.
As far as characters go, the one disappointment is the very minimal use of the 6 students from the season premiere. As while they're all featured as actors in the production, their screen time here is limited to just a few short moments, and not a single one of them even gets a line in the entire episode. Although Twilight's intentions are believably well-meaning, they ultimately backfire in the end, leaving her to be reminded about the importance of honesty upon reconciling with Celestia. This is certainly one of the more predictable and familiar morals, but it's still a good one to remember nonetheless. And it was nice to see Twilight also take this time to tell her former mentor just how meaningful and inspiring she's always been to her. Fortunately, Celestia returns just in time to save the show and help make it a success, thanks to the method acting techniques that she learned about in her class, and casting Fluttershy in the lead role. This brief moment is not only another fine showcase for her acting talents, but it's also a nice throwback to her previous performance as Celestia in Testing 1 2 3 from Season 4. While it sometimes misfires with its direction, Horseplay is still a very solid and entertaining episode. Memorable for its many comedic set pieces, dialogues and deliveries from the characters, that help make it one of the funniest of the seasons so far. I'm going to give it a gold star score of 8. So that's what I thought of this episode, and as always I'd love to know what you thought, so please be sure to let me know in the comments. In order to catch up more quickly, I've decided to make my next 2 videos a series of mini reviews for each Season 8 episode aired on Discovery Family that I have yet to talk about. The first will cover my thoughts on every episode from the Parent Map to the Mean Six, while on the second I'll be talking about everything from A Matter of Principles to Road to Friendship. And then single episode reviews will resume with the washouts. Be sure to look out for all those coming soon, but until then, thank you all for watching, and keep shining on, every pony!